life is about sacrifice, right? Like to get the things in life that you want, it all takes sacrifice in relationships. It takes compromise and sacrifice, right? To grow, right? To get the things you want, to get to that goal, right? To get to marriage, you know, it takes compromise and sacrifice in order to grow. And it's like that in every area in life. Physically, to the gym, it takes sacrifice and compromise, right? Because you have to go to the gym consistently, whether that's 3 days, 4 days, 5 days, or 7 days, you have to go consistently, right? You have to consistently beat yourself up, you know what I'm saying, in order to grow, right? You have to consistently eat good, eat healthy foods to grow, to stay in your caloric deficit to lose weight, right? And it's not easy, especially when, like the average person, we like eating things that satisfy our taste buds, right? And usually the things that satisfy our taste buds are the things that are the worst for us, right? Burgers, fucking chicken wings, you know, whatever it is that you like. Like most of the time, the stuff that we like is bad for us, but it tastes so good. Like, it's hard to let go. But it's a sacrifice, it's a compromise that you have to make in order to reach the goals that you want. Now, that's not to say that you cannot indulge in the things that you enjoy. That does not mean that you can't satisfy your taste buds, but there has to be a balance, aka compromise, and that's every area in life. We all have goals, we all have places we want to be and things that we want to obtain. And you have to understand that it is a process, okay? A lot of times you can't go from A to Z, okay? You got to go A, B, C. Sometimes you can skip D, you know what I'm saying? You can skip E, but you're going to have to go through the process in order to obtain these things and to become the person that you want to be. And this is something that you just have to accept, right? And accepting these things does not mean that you just neglect, you know, yourself, your needs, and your wants, right? It does not mean that you have to neglect your needs. What it means is that you have to set a plan and you have to create a balance, right? You have to compromise. Listen, I'm going to go work out 3 to 5 days a week, and I'm gonna have 2 rest days. And on one of these rest days, I will allow myself to eat one thing that I enjoy that is not the healthiest, right? One thing, right? Not pig out. Don't go get a whole Whopper meal. You know what I'm saying? Like, no, but I'll have, a Whopper Jr. one day out the week, right? Or I have some McDonald's fries, because some fries, McDonald's fries be busting. But look, or I'll have a piece of cake. You know what I'm saying? Find a compromise, but you have to be able to put in the work and sacrifice in order to get where it is that you want to go. You know what I'm saying? If you want to become a better speaker, right? If you want to become more charismatic, if you just want to grow as a person, your biggest sacrifice is going to be time. And this is the one thing that is hard to sacrifice is your time. Why? Because time is limited. And most of the time, we want to spend our time doing things that we like to do. We want to spend our time doing things that we enjoy to do. But a lot of times, the things that we enjoy, the things that we indulge in, are not the things that are benefiting us in the long run, right? Playing video games, going out to bars and the clubs, smoking and drinking, lounging, watching Netflix and things like that. There's no benefit to that, truthfully, outside of the moment. There is no benefit, but it's fun, it's enjoyable, and, that is okay. But there has to be a balance. You have to have a balance, you have to sacrifice, and you have to limit yourself to those things that do not benefit you. You have to limit the things that don't benefit you. And you have to sacrifice your time and spend your time doing things that are going to benefit you. You have to identify the things that are going to benefit you in the future. Whatever it is your goal is, I don't know what your goal is, but we all have goals. We all have a place we want to be. We all have the person that we want to be, right? That's the first step, is figuring that out. And then you have to identify, what does it take to become this person? What does it take to get to this place that I want to be? whether that's a career, whether that's an entrepreneurship, whatever it looks like, you have to identify what is going to take from you to get there. Okay, what are you going to have to sacrifice to get there? What are you doing now, today, on a daily basis? What habits do you have that are preventing you from getting to this place? That is something you have to identify. And this is difficult because it takes self awareness, for one. You have to evaluate yourself, right? You have to be honest with yourself. And that's a hard thing to do. You know, if you are a person that cannot take criticism, that cannot take someone being truthful to you and telling you about yourself, setting you straight, if you are someone that gets hurt or gets defensive when someone is being honest with you, then that is something that you need to fix. That is something that you need to acknowledge and figure out why that is. Okay, because most people who are honest with themselves, most people who can self reflect and know who they are, good and bad, most people who are honest with themselves and can take accountability for the good in them and the bad in them, usually those people don't get offensive when other people, rightfully so, tell you about yourself, right? Understand it does matter who it comes from, but if you can internalize and self reflect and look inward and see, the things in you that aren't so good, the bad habits, the negative things that are holding you back, that is an important skill to have. And it's important that you can do that you can look at yourself. You can look yourself in the mirror and see the good and see the bad and accept all of it. Okay. You have to accept the good. You have to accept the bad. You have to accept the fact that the person you are today is not the person that you want to be. If that's the case, you have to accept that because it's okay. It is a process for a reason. It's just like learning a new skill, a new sport. When you first start off, you're going to feel like an idiot. You don't know anything. You're going to feel just like you're going to be green, and it's okay. You know, you have to be okay with that. You have to be okay with being uncomfortable because it is an uncomfortable feeling. It's uncomfortable not knowing what to do. It's uncomfortable not knowing what's next. It's uncomfortable not having, just not knowing, not having that confidence coming from experience, and it's okay. You have to be comfortable being uncomfortable. You know, that is a skill, and that is a necessary skill to get where it is you want to go. So look yourself in the mirror, okay? If you can't point out the things that are wrong with you, if you can't point out the negative things that you do, the bad habits that you have, then you're probably a narcissist. No, I'm just playing. But, that is an issue because any successful person, any great man, any great woman can take accountability. Any great person can look at themselves and they know their bad habits. They know the negatives. They know their dark sides. They know themselves and they accept it. You know, um, the most confident people, the most charismatic people are that way because they take the good with the bad. Okay, they know their flaws and they know their strengths and they accept it all and they show up 100% them. They show up flaws and all. They gonna show their flaws because they understand that they're human and we're not perfect and we're gonna come up short in some areas, and even while you're working on yourself, you're still gonna be flawed. You're still gonna come up short, and you have to be okay with that because you're human, and it's a process. That's how you get, it's how you become great, you know. So, how much are you willing to sacrifice? How bad do you want it? And how you show up each and every day is gonna let you know how bad you want it. Just saying things is not enough. That's why I said what I said in my last video. People are going to judge you off of what you do and not what you say. You are going to judge you off of what you do and what you say. 6 months from now, you're going to look back and be like, okay, I set this goal on January 1st. What have I done? What have I done to get here? And either you've done things, to progress towards that goal or you haven't. And that's it. You know what I'm saying? And 6 months from now, if you're looking back and you're regretting things and you're disappointed, then that should let you know where you are. You know what I'm saying? And if you look back 6 months from now and you are happy with the progress you made and you've progressed towards those goals, then I'm proud of you. And you should be proud of yourself. And you will be proud of yourself. But it starts with self reflection. Okay. You got to be honest with yourself. You have to accept your flaws. You have to accept the negatives. You have to accept the positives. And by accepting these things, you give yourself grace and you give yourself the room to grow. And another thing is, once you accept these things and you recognize these things, you can no longer blame anybody else or blame your circumstances. Once you are able to self reflect and take inventory of what you got going on, you are now fully responsible for your outcomes. You are now fully responsible for your actions. You're now fully responsible for your future and your progress and everything in between. Okay, and that's what a lot of people don't like. A lot of people aren't even afraid of doing the work. Some people are afraid of being great. Some people are afraid of the responsibility of being great. Figure out who you want to be, where it is you want to be, and what it takes to get there. Look at yourself, figure out what you do on a day to day basis that is preventing you, and find substitutions, find new habits, and just get it done. Put in the work, and you will see the results. That's it. I'm in the video there. I love y'all. Thank you for supporting. Please like, comment, and share. And I'll see you in the next video.